What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Learning Amharic with Hagerly Channel. Today we'll be talking about basic construction of sentences, which will help you to easily convert English sentences into Amharic, as well as have simple conversations with friends and family.
That's right. We're going to be looking at main two parts of speeches, which are verbs and nouns. After that, we'll be looking at basic sentence structures. We'll also be looking at many more examples, so stay tuned.
As Heldana said, today we'll be starting off with nouns and verbs. As human beings, when we encounter new stuff, we tend to give them names. So, as we have an idea of what we're dealing with, and to distinguish it from the other stuff we interact with and have done so for thousands of years. These names we give things are called nouns or sim in Amharic. There are many types of nouns. In today's lesson, we'll be talking about common and proper nouns.
Okay, so to distinguish common nouns and proper nouns, let's look at their Amharic names. Common nouns in Amharic are Yawel, Sim, while proper nouns in Amharic are Yetez O, Sim. So common nouns, just like in English, are just general names given to things, while proper nouns are specific names given to distinguish things.
School,
Timhirt Beit,
food,
Migib,
country,
Hagar,
person.
Sau,
Car,
Mekina,
Okay, now let's take a look at some common proper nouns. In Amharic, proper nouns are the same as English. So names like Jack, Holly, organizations like NGO, countries like Ethiopia, and Ethiopian names like Ababa. These are all proper nouns and they are the same in Amharic as in English. Verbs, or words that describe action, in Amharic differ from that of in English in that they change forms together with the subject of the sentence. So, if the subject of the sentence is male or female, or when used in the context of different personal pronouns like first person, second person, and third person personal pronouns. And the verbs also change forms when used in the context of singular and plural pronouns.
that's correct. For example, when you use singular first person form on yourself, you would say Allahu for a suffix. And for a second person, you divide it into three. The first one is for male, the second one is for female, and the third one is group. So, second person, male is Allah. Second person, female is Almish. Then, second person, group is Allatu. The other is third person. The third person was also divided into three: male, female, and group. Male would be Allah, female, Allech. Group would be አሉ
So the translation of the word to do in Amharic is madreg, which is in its base form. So if you wanted to say I do in Amharic, you'd say
አደርጋለሁ
right. And if you wanted to say we do,
እናደርጋለን
you do for a man.
ታደርጋለህ
You do for a woman.
ታደርጊያለሽ
You do in its plural form.
ታደርጋላችሁ
He does.
ያደርጋል
She does.
ታደርጋለች
Alright. Now, constructing sentences in English in its simplest form, you do something like subject at the first, verb in the middle, and object at the end. The difference in Amharic is that the verb comes not in the middle, but at the end.
That seems a little confusing. Should we see some examples?
Sure.
Okay, so let's take a simple basic sentence. Jack drives a car. Here, Jack is the noun. Drives is the verb. A car is the object. As we have seen, the verb comes at the end in Amharic. The verb is drives, which is mendat, while Jack is a third person male, which would make it ይነዳል, making it Jack መኪና ይነዳል።
Okay, now let's do Holly goes to school.
Of course, here Holly is the name, goes is the verb, and school is the object. Goes in Amharic is መሄድ, but again, Holly is a third person female, so the verb becomes ትሄዳለች, making the sentence Holly ትምህርት ቤት ትሄዳለች።
Okay, can we do I eat food?
That would be እኔ ምግብ እበላለሁ።
All right. What about you return home? But you, in this case, make it plural.
እናንተ ቤት ትመለሳላችሁ። ሰላም፣ እንዴት ነህ አይዛክ?
ደህና ነኝ። እንዴት ነሽ ኤልዳና?
ደህና፣ እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን።
ውሎሽ እንዴት ነበር?
መጀመሪያ ጠዋት ተነሳ።
እሺ፣ ከዛስ?
ከዚያ ቁርስ በላ።
ከዛስ?
ከዚያ ትምህርት ቤት ሄድኩና ቤት ተመለስኩ። How do you say person?
ሰው.
How do you say country?
ሀገር.
How do you say he does?
እሱ ያረጋል. Or simply ያረጋል.
How do you say I go to school?
እኔ ትምህርት ቤት እሄዳለሁ. Or simply ትምህርት ቤት እሄዳለሁ.
How do you say Jack drives a car?
ጃክ መኪና ይነዳል. When using pronouns instead of nouns to construct sentences in Amharic, the nature of the verb changes together with the pronoun. So, just by looking at the verb, one can safely estimate the gender, the plurality, and the person pronoun. So, you can omit the pronoun completely and the sentence will still make sense. For instance, the sentence I do in English, when translated to Amharic, is እኔ አደርጋለሁ. Here, if you omit the pronoun I, it will render the sentence useless. But in Amharic, if you omit the pronoun any, the sentence will still make sense because, as I said before, the verb tells us the pronoun itself. Great job, you guys. Today we've managed to cover a lot, starting from nouns and verbs to constructing simple sentences. As always, practicing every day brings you one step closer to fluency. It's been a pleasure having you here. Feel free to comment any questions you may have had during this video. Thank you and see you on the next video.